tonight about something that is extremely near and dear to me. I grew up a scared child, full of fears, all types of innate fears. I was scared of everything. But I learned through life's experiences, and some ups and some really, really low downs, what it means to find you within this crazy world we live. And I want to relate to you a story. I think it's best told through a child's eyes or through an experience with a child. I want to use my daughter, Jessie, as an example. She's a 13-year-old, beautiful little girl. She's a gymnast. And she's experiencing difficulties with balancing, being a good student, putting a lot of effort. She puts many, many days a week in the gym. But she's trying to find her way. She's being yelled at by the coach saying, you need to practice more, you need to work harder, you need to try more. Well, here's this little girl who's giving it her all. 16 hours a week in the gym, weekends at tournaments, all day at school, straight A student, and struggling to make it happen. So something had happened and the coach was upset with her. And when I got home that night, I knew she was upstairs. So I went up and I found her in the bedroom. And I sat on the bed like this. I said, come here, Jessie. And she came over to me and I said, sit right here on my knee. And so she sat there and she kind of leaned into me. And I said, so tell me, what's going on? I hear that you have some issues. What's happening? And so she relays that, her coach is not quite happy with her. He's a bit of a gruff character. He's not a real affectionate guy anyway. But he's upset that she's not trying hard enough. I mean, she's putting her time in. She's spending the hours there, but she's not trying hard enough. So I have this little girl. Well, she's not so little anymore, but she's still a bit of a little girl. She's my little girl, leaning on my shoulder, and she's crying and she's weeping. And as the dad that I am and that I've grown up to be, I'm stroking her hair and saying, it's okay, Jessie. It's okay. Let it out. Let it go. And I found myself wondering, where is she in this space of the universe? Where is she right now? And I said, Jessie, I need to ask you a question. I said, why do you do what you do? Why is it that you want to do this? Why is it that you want to be a good student? Why is it that you think you're supposed to do good in practice? And she didn't really have an answer. And I said, you want me to answer that for you? And she says, yeah, Dad, would you answer that for me? And again, she's crying and weeping, and I'm holding her. And I said, let me explain something to you, Jessie, that I see looking at your life, being your father, and knowing where I've come from. I said, here you are, being a good student. Why? Because you think I'll be proud of you. Because you think your mother will be proud of you. Because you think your teachers will be proud of you. And you think that the other students in that room will think that you're cool because you're smart. And she goes, yeah. I said, well, how about gymnastics? I said, why do you really do gymnastics and why do you want to do it? I said, because you think your dad's going to be proud of you if you do. You think your mom's going to be proud of you if you do. You think your coaches are going to be so proud of you if you do and you stay with it. And the other gymnasts. I said, Jessie, what's missing? And she stopped for a minute. And she looks at me and she's doing one of these and she's wiping her tears. And she says, me. And I said, you're right. You are missing in the equation. If you don't know why you're doing what you do, why do it? I said, let me cite a bunch of examples of where this happens in life and why we do what we do, and we set a pattern in our lives and we decide to work with do other things because of other people. And so I went on and I cited many different examples of how that related in my life. I said, the universe is a really cool thing. It sort of just makes situations happen right when you need them to. I said, the next time you see your little sister, and she was 3, not quite 4 years old, I said, ask her if she can do something. And she goes, okay, why? I said, you know what, just do it. When you see Molly the next time, ask her. Molly, can you do this? Well, again, the universe working as it does. In comes through the doors little Molly trotting in. Just perfect timing like it was planned. I said, Molly. I said, watch this, Jessie. I said, Molly, can you go to the moon? She stops and she looks at me, puts her hands on her hips, and she goes, well, yeah, Dad. I can go to the moon right now. I can go in my imagination. I looked at Jessie. No more tears. She's grinning from ear to ear. I said, what does that mean to you, Jessie? What am I trying to say? What have I been trying to say to you, and what does it mean? And she said that it's me that limits what I can do when I forget about me. When I forget that I'm the equation that makes this what it is, I forget about me. And I said, Molly doesn't have those filters yet. She doesn't know she's supposed to do something, or she can do something, or she can't. It's all possibility. And we have that possibility every single day that we wake up. If we're fortunate enough to wake up in the morning, we have that possibility to remember that we're the part of the equation that makes it happen. And what an awesome experience to sit there with two of my wonderful children and have this thing play out. That we forget, as our also important adults, we forget who we are because we're supposed to be something for someone else. But I implore all of you today to do it for you. Be what it is that you want to be for you. Not for anyone else. Not for your boss. Not for your children. Not for your spouse. Not for those in the community that are going to make you feel better about yourself. Because it doesn't matter what they say. If you do it for you in the place that you're at, you'll find the satisfaction in you. And I want to close with this. It's a wonderful speech that I learned a long time ago, and I've said it to myself thousands of times and many times to others to try to lift myself up. And it goes like this. If you want a thing bad enough to go out and fight for it, to work day and night for it, to give up your time, your peace, and your sleep for it, if all that you dream and scheme is about it, and life seems useless and worthless without it, if you'll gladly sweat for it, and fret for it, and plan for it, and lose all your terror of the opposition for it, if you'll simply go after the thing that you want with all your capacity, strength and sagacity, faith and hope and confidence and stern pertinacity, if neither cold, poverty, famine, or gout, sickness or pain of body or brain can keep you away from the thing that you want, if dogged and grim you beseech and beset it, with the help of God, you will get it. Thank you.